Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. On today's show, I'm joined by guest co-host Joanna Angel, and we're answering all of your love and sex questions. Need to know what to do when your partner wants to explore her sexuality? Are you struggling to stick with long-term monogamy? Feeling frustrated about your lack of orgasm? We've got answers. Plus, one of my favorite topics, tips for mind-blowing cunnilingus. Enjoy the show. My friends at Joe recently asked me which of their products was my favorite. Obviously, that's really hard to say. They have so many options. I mean, am I supposed to pick the organic? I mean, I like that, the silicone, the flavored. So they're watching me struggle to pick just one, and then they interrupted and said, okay, Emily, if you could make your ideal lube, what would it be? Well, what a question. But then it got intense. They said they would actually make it. That's right. They would make a lube that I want. This is literally a dream come true for me. So I said yes, but on one condition. They had to consider your input as well. So here's the deal. I need you to help me create my dream lube. To be a part of my dream team, go to sexwithemily.com/dreamlube and take our short survey. With your input, Joe will create the next great lube in their amazing lineup. To sweeten the deal, Joe is giving away prize packages to 10 lucky participants. I know you're thinking, but Emily, that's going to take a while and I need lube now. No problem, hot pants. Go to my store on sexwithemily.com and shop the entire Joe collection, including the amazing Natural Love USDA certified organic family. Couldn't be any easier. Buy Joe lube for now. Take the survey to create my dream lube for later. It's all on sexwithemily.com right now.
Into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com, where you can find out all the ways to connect with us. It's actually Sex with Emily across the board on all social media, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook.com/sexwithemily. Gosh, just everywhere. And we also really appreciate when you subscribe to the show. It really, really helps the show and makes your life easier. And also when you review us on iTunes. We love that too. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. And I'm so excited to have Joanna back as my co-host today. Hi, Joanna.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? You look so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You look beautiful.
Thank you. How have you been?
Doing okay. It's been like a super busy month.
What's going on?
I've just been doing a lot of appearances. It comes and goes.
Right.
And, I'm 35 years old. I don't know how much longer these appearances are going to last
Come
for.
on. Come on. Who's
I don't
never,
say no
who's
to
not going to
any
want
of
to see?
them.
Everyone's always going to see Joanna Angel. For people who might not know who Joanna Angel is, tell them about your who you are.
Who I am?
Who are you, Joanna Angel?
I call myself a porntrepreneur.
Porntrepreneur. That's amazing. Okay, I love it.
I guess I'm a director and performer, company owner of a company called Burning Angel in the adult industry. And I've been here for about 13 years.
Yeah.
Jeez, time
It's a
goes
long
by
time.
so fast.
I know. BurningAngel.com. Got to check it out. And Instagram at Joanna Angel, Twitter at Joanna Angel. Mm-hmm. And you post a lot of sexy photos and what's going on with you. If they want to come see, what's your next appearance?
I will be, it's going to be a crazy weekend. Friday night on October 28th, I'm going to be in New York at Sapphire. It's a strip club, and I'll just be there for one night. And then the next day, I take a plane and I fly to Vegas.
Fun.
And I'm going to be at Chateau, the nightclub. I'm there Saturday night, and then October 30th and 31st, I'm at the Hustler Club.
Oh, here?
No. In Vegas.
In Vegas, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Halloween.
Yeah. So I'll be in Vegas all of Halloween.
Okay.
So
that doesn't
should be
suck.
Fun. No, that
I kind of want to be
doesn't
there.
Suck. You should come.
I know.
I would give you a lap dance.
You would?
I could give you a lap dance.
Can we talk about that? Do you do lap dances? You
I
have
do
it?
lap dances.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
do.
I have to tell you about my weekend that I just had.
Okay.
So
did you go to a strip club?
I did. No.
Which-
I went
no.
to Sheila Kelly's S Factor retreat. Do you know Sheila Kelly?
I don't know who that
Okay,
is.
so like 17 years ago, she started S Factor. Did you remember when like all the pole dancing studios were popping up and
Right.
like women like in the suburbs or
Yeah.
wherever were going like, I'm going to get into my body. And but she's really about, women, her point is like women accepting their body, their femininity, their sexuality. And I just, we've been talking about collaborating on some things. I just wanted to go experience it. And it was pretty cool. It was in Long Beach. I've never been to Long Beach either. As you know, I don't know my
What?
geography. I know, dude.
It's like not that far away.
I know. I don't really I live 2 blocks away.
And this is
And
it.
I go from my home to Target to the office. And then sometimes office, I'll
Occasionally
stop
Whole
on the way
Foods.
home, Whole
Right.
Foods, and then home. Like in this two block
gym.
radius.
I get it.
Yeah, the gym. So it was just really interesting in teaching about just women, getting into your bodies, following the curve. It's called S curve, and it's about following the curves of your body. And just all these women have these amazing stories about empowerment and just the way they moved on the poles. Like, can you do the whole pole thing? Have you?
I
done that?
can. I used to be better at it. I have to say, I've been dancing now for a long time. I mean, I guess, yeah. I danced before I got into the adult industry for a little while, and then I kept dancing, and then now I've been feature dancing for a long time.
Okay.
So
I wanna
I'm
learn.
not quite as good as I used to be, because when I dance now, I just go and I'm there for like 2 days.
Right.
And then I leave, I'm like a featured dancer.
Right.
And when
Ooh,
you
fun.
are
I want to go see you featured
yeah.
and get it. I would love to
When
get.
you are
okay.
a featured dancer, you only go on stage twice. So when you are a house dancer, you're on stage all
Do you
night.
practice?
So when I was a house dancer, when it was slow, I used to just go on stage and practice pole tricks. I had like a pole in my apartment, and I did take
wanna
a
get
couple
one.
pole classes.
Okay.
But now that when I dance, I'm only on stage twice in a night. I'm not going to try out a new trick.
Right.
When it's
You're
like,
like, I got my
and they put
jam.
all the smoke machine.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Everybody welcome, So I play it safe, but I can really, like, with my eyes closed, like, no matter how drunk I am, I can very perfectly do 2 pole tricks.
Oh,
so
I
I
wish I had
just
one.
do those 2 token ones.
I'm gonna get one for
and
the
I kind of
office.
stick to those.
Oh, really? Okay.
I know it's one of those things. If I would have stuck with it, I probably could have been really good, because
Right.
I had
strong.
a natural
Yeah.
ability, and I'm pretty strong, and I like doing it. But I just,
But here's
one of those things.
Totally. But here's the thing that I learned, that these women are like, it's really about, feeling sexy again. So many women shut down our femininity. We don't even know what it means to feel sexy and to be sexy. And even myself, who I'm a sexual person and I know how to feel
Yeah.
sexy, I feel like day-to-day life sometimes I might not be putting it out
stripping
there.
in general is about feeling sexy,
Right.
Pole dancing is about having upper body strength.
Right. Well, stripping in general.
But
So
you
you
need both,
strip
yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
it was more. It was actually I was on
Yeah.
the pole for 5 seconds. It was
Yeah,
more
yeah.
about
No, I get
the
it.
strip movements and
Yeah,
all that,
I
like
mean,
following the like. So you must have. I mean, you do it on your site
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, I do it all the time. It is.
I mean, you must feel
it's
so
a funny thing,
right? Like, what do you think? It gives you probably a lot of confidence too.
It does.
You-
It's a lot. I mean, I really did learn how to be a confident woman at a strip club.
that's the thing,
I
and
really
people
did.
don't look at that side of it. I'm not saying
I
that.
had no idea what to do the first time I went on stage. I was super awkward. I was like, I don't know what to do, and someone was like, just pick like your favorite song and just dance.
and dance
and you
slowly,
just-
though, right? I mean,
Yeah,
and
you
like
just-
move your
and
body.
I
curves.
actually, I dance kind of fast. I look like a crazy person, up there, but that's my own sexuality
See, well,
coming
that-
out in its own way.
there's no right way to do
I
it.
flip my hair around a lot.
Yep.
I stick my fist in my mouth and I kind of drool all over myself.
That's
I get
hot,
really,
dude. Can
I
we
get
see
really
that?
crazy up there. Yeah.
See, I felt like I could, and your eyes aren't really open. Like I felt like I could get into it, and it's a really
Yeah,
cool. And I just thought
it's
these women-
fun.
I want to
It's
do
really
it. I really
fun.
do. Like I'm
yeah,
gonna start stripping.
a lot of it's just like picking music that makes you feel sexy.
Well, that
and
was the
that's
thing.
different for everyone, you know. And for
Exactly.
me, it happens to be like metal. Like makes me feel like I think because when I was younger, I used to masturbate and watch hair metal videos on MTV. So I think that was I think the first thing I ever got aroused by was Nikki Sixx and Bret
Well,
Michaels.
that's the thing. You go
So I
back to
think
your early
that's why
stages.
when I dance, I like to get that out of me. I just put on metal because it makes me feel
Right.
just I own this place, you know, I don't know, it just brings the slut out. I don't
Yeah,
know, it does.
no,
Other
it's-
people really like putting on The Weekend or really slow.
I like hip hop. I
electronic,
realized I
and-
didn't
yeah.
know it until she
So-
would play songs, and you could
Right,
go up to the
different
song that made you
girls-
feel good. And I was like, oh my
yeah.
god, this is my song.
Yeah.
And so it's all about whatever
It's- and it
song
brings
or
it
music
out of
brings
you.
it out in you. And I
Yeah.
learned so much. I thought it was very cool, and I thought it could be a really helpful. It's called S Factor. They have it all over the country.
Yeah.
I thought it was
And you
interesting.
got to let go of.
let go.
You got to just let go. And the good thing was, I mean, when I did first start dancing, I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I just remember someone there was like, as long as you're naked, no one here is going to give a shit if you're a good dancer or not. And I think that was like a nice safe zone for me where I was like, okay, as long as I get naked at some point, no one's going to care.
Exactly.
And,
was there a point where like, take it off and you weren't naked yet? Or are they directing you?
No, they really don't care. I mean, when you're a stripper, all the money you make is really up to you.
Right.
So no one really cares if you don't make anything,
Right.
So I just kind of figured it out and I made it up as I went along. And it really does feel great. It does.
It felt so great, and I loved all the women. And so I'm going to get a stripper pole in here in Madison. We're going to get
to hip hop.
That's my
I
thing.
think that would be.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
What song?
I don't know. It was like some Kanye song. I can't remember what it was. She was like, I loved it. I was like, oh my God, this is it. I wouldn't have known.
I could see it.
And she talks about these erotic archetypes. Like we all have our own like erotic creature, and that we like. We have to figure out what it is. And I didn't know what mine was, but then I figured out that mine is let's find out.
What is it?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to find it out. This might not make sense, everybody, but there's like the joyful playmate. So what she does is she takes all of your emotions, because she's like, no emotions are bad, right? So if there's 10 emotions. We've got love, joy, surprise, nurturing, courage. Those are like light emotions. Dark emotions, sadness, fear, anger, shame, disgust. And then she goes into these, she had people go on stage because she's got all these dancers and these women who work for, who have been there, and they all like showed what that meant. And so there was the joyful playmate. They're like light, celebratory, playful. There's the naughty provocateur. That's more about shame and rebellion, rebellious, provocative. It's like the way you dance, troublemaker. There's the dangerous challenger. If you're like angry, steaming, mad, raging, kill or be killed. Deep, soulful siren. Kind of like soulful music, magnetic, soulful, deep well of emotion. So the women that would get there are much more like feeling things and slow,
right.
And then there was the shy, reluctant enigma, fear, tentative, shy, vulnerable, mysterious. But they're all sexy, and they're all like how these women feel their sexuality.
It's true.
So I am the naughty provocateur, apparently.
Naughty provocative. So what does that mean?
It means like I'm rebellious, provocative, troublemaker.
Yeah.
Shame, some sort of like naughty and provoking, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe you're more dangerous, you think? Challenging? What would you be?
Yeah, maybe.
Are you soulful? I don't see. I see you as more like a mad raging, because you're talking about because you're like heavy metal. You're probably more like I wish I could think of the songs that went with all these. Anyway, it was a fascinating journey into like the feminine, because in so many ways now that we do shut down the feminine energy. Society does, and so it was interesting for me. So I'm now going to accept your lap dance, and maybe I'll do one for you.
Yeah.
But also, it is Halloween, so all month long we have been taking the freak out of freaky sex, because Halloween, we know all that, but we are saying like people feel like freaky is bad, and there's so much shame, confusion, embarrassment around what people into behind closed doors. They always want to know if they're normal, and I don't want anyone to feel bad about what turns them on. We are looking, we all month long, like ways people can explore their sexuality.
As long as it's legal.
As long as it's legal and it makes you feel good and you're not hurting anybody or yourself. Fetish, fantasy, So check out our website and blog. We still have a week left, and we're doing a month-long giveaway. Just email us, what's your hottest fantasy? Like that one thing that
just
always
really
turns you on. That one thing. Or your go-to thing that you think about when you're masturbating, which I'm going to ask you in a minute. So email us, feedback@sexwithemily.com, for a chance to win one of the 3 sexy prizes. One will be a Magic Wand original. Who doesn't want that if you don't have one? Duh. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about this, about how again, a lot of us have core erotic themes. It's kind of like these erotic creatures, but we have things that our go-to fantasy that we've had for a while, or that maybe it's changed over time. Like when you're masturbating or getting turned on, is there like a image or a scene, even if it's something you don't want to happen, but do you have like a go-to?
Does it say something about my personalities? I usually
no.
I think about. I mean, I guess a lot of people do that, where you kind of have like a little spank bank, Like you go back to like a memory.
Like, so you go back to something that's happened in the past.
Yeah, I go back to something that's happened in the past.
Right.
I don't imagine a fantasy that
hasn't
happened. But I'm also fortunate where I've had a lot.
I've had
a lot of fantasies in my life. I think when I was really young, before I had much to think about, I would just think about like scenes in like stupid 80s movies.
Right, exactly.
Like
but at least you've had an active mind like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of, I didn't really. Like I've had to really like work on, I get turned on, but I don't have like a go, think about women. Like I always like lesbian porn, girl on girl. Like that's kind of but there's not
Do you
It's always
masturbate
elaborate.
to lesbian porn?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Don't a lot of women? Yeah, I do. It's kind of that's my go-to always. But
it?
like, yeah. But I'm trying to elaborate on it. I'm trying to explore.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot. This has been my year of I'm taking like training, somatica therapy. Did I tell you about this? It's sex therapy training.
No.
I'm going to San Francisco next week. It's really interesting. It's a whole nother thing. But I've been learning. I've just been,
You're learning. You're
just like
expanding
you've
your
evolved.
mind,
You've been
you know?
doing yours for 13 years. Your company's changed a lot.
Yeah.
You were performing mostly, and now you're directing and performing. You know how
Yeah.
it is. So I'm just like taking pole dancing.
Yeah.
Gonna do
No,
it.
you're learning like all different sides
Yeah.
of sex. And I
It's
think that's
fun.
really interesting. But I think usually when I masturbate, there's like, I don't know, one particular threesome I had with my boyfriend.
Tell me.
And
Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, and it just seems to be where I go to. I
What's
think it
the-
just
what
kind of
happened that
sums
night?
up, like, because it's a threesome with a partner. It's like my like hopeless romantic side,
Right.
gets satisfied, and then because it was like a threesome with another woman, it just kind of satisfies all. Like it's like dirty.
What was it
but
about
still
this?
sensual.
Because it's not your first threesome with
No,
him. I'm
it wasn't,
assuming.
yeah,
So
yeah.
what was it about this threesome?
Me and this particular girl just really, really, really attracted to each other. And it was very like, I don't know, because I'm so attracted to her and my boyfriend is like really into it. So he was like super turned on when like me and her were doing
Right.
stuff. She's just also, I like would call her this like threesome pro because she was really good at like
Making everyone
pleasing
happy.
two people at once. I get like lazy sometimes.
Right.
I don't know if lazy is the right word.
I know
but
what you mean.
selfish, when
Like, it's
when
at
I'm
my
having
house.
sex with more than one person at a time, I tend to like kind of just sit back and be like, okay, everybody do things to me now.
Right.
And I stop putting in effort.
she's
and
cool with
she
that.
was like really like on top of like pleasing two people at once like the entire time.
Oh my God.
And it was
Is
really,
she-
really
is
awesome.
she available?
I know, right?
I
And
love
she
it.
was really, I don't know, me and her were just super attracted to each other. And we don't even know each other that well. And that's why a lot of times when couples ask me for advice about threesomes, and they're like, well, there's this girl and we've been talking to her and she's been to dinner a few times and this and that. I always think the best threesomes are with like people you don't know that well.
Right. I
you
agree.
know?
That's how exactly.
Well, sometimes when you know someone really well, like then
You'd rather.
I mean,
I
same thing,
agree.
you get into the friend zone.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. No, it's true. I
Yeah.
agree. Like because when I've had threesomes, and it's true. It's always when it was someone I didn't know that well, and they were
Yeah.
amazing. It was so great when it wasn't. Yeah, you're not attached. And that's what the guy
Yeah, you're
was
not
dating.
attached. You don't, everybody kind of knows what's going on, and it's just,
Right. Don't pick your like best
purely
friend.
More about the physical aspect
Right.
than any like
Exactly.
anything like mental going on. That just is what works for me. I
Do you
know
get a
there's
lot of
something
questions about
different
threesomes? I do too. I'm
all
sure you.
the time.
Yeah. What's your like best threesome advice? Top threesome advice? Like I guess the question you get asked the most, and then how you answer it.
I think. I think I don't really even know I think the best advice I give people is just once it starts, everything goes. Once you start making like every time you kiss her, you have to kiss me. Every time you do this, you have to do this. Like I've like talked to men who are very threatened by like the girl liking the other girl more than him, or girls being worried that like the guy, like you can't start to like divide the time like on a scorecard. Like you got to just let it flow.
It's a dance. It's like a dance.
It
you
is.
can't
You gotta
overthink
let it flow, and there might be one person getting fucked the whole time, and one person, like everybody has to kind of get off on the other people getting off, and it can't be like a
You're not
thing where
taking.
it's like
Yeah, you're not taking.
once
like,
you
score.
get to that place in your head where you're like, oh my god, what about me? I'm being left out. Like it's a nightmare.
Right.
It's not a fun threesome anymore. And I like to tell people I've been there. I've had threesomes with different partners, and I've had other threesomes with random people, and I have felt like that girl that felt left out. And that didn't mean that because that's something that just meant the energy wasn't right.
Right,
Like
exactly.
I wasn't on the right.
Doesn't mean you're like not
wasn't on the right
attractive.
page.
It doesn't mean you're a bad person.
No, and it doesn't even necessarily mean they did something wrong.
Exactly.
If anything, I did something wrong by choosing to have a threesome with people that maybe I shouldn't have.
Right.
Whatever. And I try to make people know like I'm not some sexual superhuman. I've had the same quote crazy feelings that all other women have.
we
You
get
know? Like,
jealous,
we
we
get jealous.
get-
We get upset. We get angry. There's some days we're in the mood to do things. Some days you're not in the mood to do things. Like I'm not I try to get the point across to all women that like I'm not like
right. You're not.
I wasn't
like
born
Superwoman.
with
there is no
some
such thing.
superpower.
Right.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as a super.
Yeah,
And you
and-
still got on stage 13, 15 years ago,
Yeah.
and you had to strip like everyone. And you didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
and you can
exactly.
cultivate your sexuality and
but-
your sexual feeling comfortable with your body. And all that.
But definitely with threesomes, you got to just once you start, just everything goes, and you have to you have to think about yourself getting off, but you also need to be excited about the act that's happening, and like just don't be
Stay
like
in the moment.
Yeah, just be like just get in there and have fun.
Okay. Good advice. And then
that
also I
makes
get
any
asked about
sense.
finding a third.
What? I mean, that's a tough thing.
That is
because
tough.
it's just like when you're finding a relationship, you
That's
find it
tough
when
too.
you're not looking.
Exactly. That's true too. Just know that
when
that's
you
what you're
look
looking
too
for.
hard, you don't want to be that couple that's like
On the prowl.
that's creepy, like where it's like too much.
Right.
Then people get uncomfortable.
Right. There's good sites now, I guess. Like
There
that
are,
they're, like,
yeah. I mean, I feel like now you can just kind of put it out there.
Okay, Cupid.
Yeah,
I think has something on
I
it.
mean, there's Tinder and
Tinder,
I mean, there's
Grindr.
got to be, I'm sure, websites
Right.
that are specifically.
We've
meant
talked
for
about it,
that.
yeah, a
and
lot on the
parties
show.
that are specifically. meant
Yeah,
for that.
there
but
are
sometimes
parties-
the feeling's just right. I usually say if you are dealing with a heterosexual male-female couple, just let the girl pick someone.
Exactly. Just right. Don't. This is
I'm
not
sorry
one area
if
you want to
that
fight.
sounds sexist or something.
It's
but
true.
The guy is going to be okay.
He's going to be fine. If she's
He's gonna
attracted
be
to it, you're going to
fine.
be exactly. That's
Yeah.
very good advice.
Let the girl
Okay.
find someone.
Thank you. I like it. Okay, let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Then I'm so glad you're here because we've got some really good emails today that we're
Yay!
going to
I love
answer.
emails.
Yay! Okay.
I love hearing what people have to say.
Aw, you're
I
good
do.
at helping. Okay,
Yeah.
well, big shout out, and we'll be right back. I know there's more to life than looks. It's what's on the inside that matters. I've heard it. I get it. But I'm not going to lie. A good hair day can make everything better. It really does. But here's the thing. I loathe going to a salon for hours to do my hair color. It's just a waste of time. And I tried to do it myself with a home kit, and the results, they weren't pretty. Not only was my hair completely the wrong color, but my bathroom was covered in stinky hair dye that is still there. It's stained. Like every time I look at it, I think, oh, that was the bad hair dye problem. But that was all BMR, before Madison Reed. See, Madison Reed makes luxurious at-home hair color with ingredients you can actually feel good about. Their salon quality product is the first 6-free permanent hair color, free of ammonia, parabens, resorcinol, PBD, phthalates, and gluten. But enough about what Madison Reed isn't. Let's talk about what it is. Professional quality color available in over 40 shades. If you're anything like me, you have no idea what color your hair actually needs to match. Do you know how many shades of brown there are out there? Like 1 million. Seriously. But Madison Reed has this super simple online quiz that will help you find the perfect match to your skin tone and hair texture. Their kits are nutrient-rich with keratin, argan oil, and ginseng root. The thick cream color is totally drip-free and smells great. Madison Reed delivers 100% gray coverage and the support of Madison Reed expert colorists who will guide you every step of the way. You can color with total confidence. Satisfaction guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, save 10% and get free shipping on your first color kit. Just visit madison-reed.com today and use promo code Emily. Okay, now we're on to emails. You know how much I love hearing from you. Well, now there's a few different ways you can get your question answered on my show, which is so fun. Go to sexwithemily.com. You just click on the Ask Emily tab and you fill out the submission form. So easy. Then on the submission form, you can select that you'd be interested in calling in and having your question answered live on my podcast. Joanna, this is a whole new thing we're doing. So next time you come in, we're going to take some calls. Isn't that fun?
Really?
Yeah. Just like
Crazy.
radio days, right?
Yeah.
You can also, the third thing you can do is you can also leave me a voicemail, 818-ASK-SWE1. That's 818-275-7931. A couple of ground rules. Keep your message to about 1 minute. Don't include your last name or the names of anyone we're talking about, of anyone you're talking about. And tell us your age and where you're calling from. Okay, that's it. How easy is that? Can't wait to hear from you. And please, check that box. We'd love to call you. It'd be awesome. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
Ready? Okay.
Congratulations on your new
System
update.
here? I know, it's fun, right?
Yeah.
We just tried it last week, and it's just starting out. So next time, be fun. I'd love to hear from the people because sometimes there's more questions. You got to be like, wait a minute, what do you mean by this? But we got some great emails. So, hey, Emily, my girlfriend has just recently asked me how I feel about her hooking up with another woman. She's never done it before, and when she asked me this, I'll be honest, I had a difficult time giving my consent. I've been with my girlfriend for over a year now. We've not had sex with each other. She is waiting for marriage. However, we still have an intimate relationship in the bedroom. He hasn't had sex with her yet. Another twist, she's been living in Europe for the past 2 months and will continue to for the next year on a study abroad program. I trust her, but the idea of being intimate with another person, regardless if it's just innocent experimentation with the same sex, is difficult for me to imagine, especially since our own intimacy is struggling with the long distance. I know a lot to unpack here, but any advice on this situation would be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much. Love the show, Josh. He's 25. This is a lot to unpack.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like a good idea.
This is not
It
good.
sounds like what they need is a break.
Yeah, and they already
and
have
to revisit their relationship when she comes back home.
Right. She's gone for 2 months.
He was about to say, when you first read the email and you were like, I've been with my girlfriend for, like, I thought he was going to say something like 10 years.
Right.
You know, like something where it's like, oh, it's been a while.
Right.
Like, we've been monogamous for so long and now she wants to experiment. Like,
over a year. And they haven't had sex.
And who knows how long she hasn't even lived here for.
Exactly. She's been living in Europe for the past 2 months and will do though for another year. Okay,
Yeah.
here's the thing, Josh.
I'm
I
not
know
into
you love
any
her,
of
but she might be
this.
your first relationship or long term and you love her and I know it's really hard.
Also-
But I think you guys gotta
She's
just let
saving sex for marriage. So she's like religious, but wants to like be like a swinger lesbian type.
I don't-
Like
she wants
something's
explore-
not adding up here.
Exactly.
I
There's
think
a-
it sounds like she's like kind of playing games with him.
That's
you know?
interesting. Maybe
Yeah.
she's saying that she's being honest about it though. But
yeah, she is.
she's like, exactly, but there always are these
doesn't make any
contradictions with
sense.
religion. She might really not want to have sex, but she might also have some fantasy,
But then
same-sex
that's
fantasies.
also then. But so what, is a woman not considered sex because if
Exactly.
there's not a penis? That's also.
Well, you know how it is, the penetrative. She's probably an anal, maybe, and not. You know, people. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, maybe not.
This
Josh.
just sounds like she's not the right one.
Yeah, Josh.
If
Right now,
they're-
you're not at
if
the right
they've only
time.
been dating for a year and their intimacy is struggling, like
Never
that,
had sex yet. And
they're supposed to still be like
Josh, this is
fucking
the good
every
time.
day.
Yeah,
they're
like-
supposed to be like fucking all the
you're
time.
not even in the same town
Yeah.
for another year in the same country. So,
Yeah,
Josh,
like
you got to
you need
move
a
on from
break.
this one, honey. We both agree.
Yeah, maybe you know.
Stay in touch.
You're only 25. You could get back together when you're 26 or
Exactly.
27, and
But I would recommend
Yeah.
that you just do some dating
unless
while
you
she's
wanna,
gone.
like move out to Europe and be with her while she's there.
The other thing is, Josh, even if you weren't having these issues, let's say this was just your scenario and you missed her. You're emailing me because you missed her and you don't know what to do. I would still say she's gone for a year. At your age, at 25, I would say you still should be dating around. You still should
Yeah.
be like not like saving yourself for a year and not going out and meeting other people because you're in love with a woman who's abroad. I just think that it's a good time in your 20s to date and experiment and figure out who you
Yeah.
are. And you're not having sex with her right now. And I just feel like
If she was the one, he would have like. I mean, no offense. You're only 25. Like, I'm sure you have some kind of job, but whatever it is, like, if she was really the one, you would have went with her.
yeah,
You know?
that's true. When you're madly in love, he could go there and study.
he would have gone, or he would have gone there for like a month. I don't know. You know, I
Right.
know like
It sounds like she's taking her independence
it's
right now.
It's not that hard to pick up and go when you're 25.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
It's just not.
I think that's good advice to me, Josh. I know this isn't easy to hear, but we're in
I
agreement
know.
here.
It just doesn't sound like it makes sense right now.
Right. And right, it's gonna
Go
be. I'm
shop
not saying it's gonna be
around.
easy, but
Yeah.
it is time. Maybe you won't want to date for a while. That's okay. I
Yeah.
just think that you got to just be
I think
realistic.
calling her your girlfriend might be a little
Exactly.
bit delusional right now. You know, because you're not really in a relationship. You like have like a texting buddy or whatever.
Well, they were together and she left,
Right,
but
right.
yeah, but you know,
It's
again, he
just-
loves her. I love when you're young. You know, every age is deep, but just
Yeah.
you know, take care of yourself and let's look at the cold hard facts. Is she's not around and. You're a virile 25-year-old male. Okay, let's move on. Thanks, Josh, for emailing. Let us know how it goes. Hey, Emily, I discovered your podcast a few weeks ago, and I'm hooked. Not only are the subjects and guests interesting, but the sunshine in your voice is absolutely intoxicating. Thank you. I've been with my girlfriend for 8 years now. We have 2 kids. She's the only woman I've ever loved, and I love our children more than life itself. Here's my question. Although I love my girlfriend, I feel the need to devour almost every woman I see. I don't because obviously that would have consequences, and I certainly don't want to hurt my girlfriend. It's to the point where I avoid interacting with other women because I'm afraid of eventual chemistry and or sexual tension. Also, it kind of goes without saying, but with young kids, our sex life has been on a steady decline. However, I don't think the quality or amount of sex would change my problem. Would you have any comments or suggestions on how I can handle this? Thanks. Keep up the great work, Pierre. So he didn't say his age, but I'm just going to assume they've been together 8 years. The guy on kids have 30s, maybe mid-30s. 8 years, you love your girlfriend, and he's having that itch. They've got 2 small kids. The sex isn't happening as much, which people, I just want you to understand, this is normal. This will happen in your relationship. If you have kids, your sex life's going to change. It will never be what it was. And so this is something that you guys have to turn towards each other and talk about. What are we going to do to bring our sex life back, to keep it going, to keep the intimacy going? Because this is what's going to happen. You're going to want to go out and sleep with other people. Unless you want to open up your relationship, you certainly, it doesn't sound like
I feel like relationships shouldn't be opened up.
Right.
When things are bad.
No, exactly.
Relationships should be opened up when things are good.
Exactly. So
that's when things get messy.
Right. Absolutely. So you don't want it to open up here. You love your girlfriend. So what you have to do is all that energy and that's just toil in your mind about, I can't go out, I can't talk to women, I'm just going to want to be all over them. You got to take all that and put it inward and towards your relationship and say, how can my wife and a girlfriend and I get this back? She might be having some hormonal things going on. She's taking care of the kids. She's tired. But it's about talking about it and recognizing okay, we're not having as much sex as we once were.
Yeah, you have to just admit it, and you have to.
People don't want to talk
about
it.
It's a difficult thing because then if you over talk about it, then all the excitement is gone and it's hard to force. But then if you don't talk about it, it becomes this weird elephant in the room.
Right.
I think. I mean, I don't have kids, so I've never been in that situation, but I've been in situations that were similar.
Yeah, because you're with someone for a while and you live with them.
Yeah, and also, I mean, my boyfriend is a performer, and I kind of dragged him into the porn industry.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, now he does porn.
Does he do business cards anymore? Because he was really good at that.
He does. He still does.
I met him 10
yeah.
years ago. He did business cards. Yeah.
So I kind of forgot when guys who do porn, they have to save their sexual energy sometimes, So, if he has to be on set at 9:00 in the morning, we can't have sex the night before. Right. We just can't. We could have sex, but him not come, but that's not really fun, you know? And so when that started happening, when he first started doing porn, we had to start scheduling our sex life, you know, which sounds really unromantic, but it was kind of either that or a week could just go by and we wouldn't have sex. And then I'd be grumpy. And then, and then it became this weird thing. So
I remember found a solution.
I did. We found a solution. That's we talked about it. We were open about it. And I am not a jealous one, but I don't do that many scenes anymore. So he would have 7-8 scenes in a row, day after day after day. And then I'm, at home, kind of doing the businessy stuff. And then he's having sex. And of course on Twitter, everybody's posting about oh my God, I had the greatest sex today with so-and-so and blah, 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 blah. And
that's a whole
lot
nother,
for a woman.
Yes.
It is. It's a lot. Even a very open-minded, whatever woman. And then to not be having sex on top of that will drive anyone insane.
Yes.
So it got, we sat down and he acknowledged it was a problem too. And also he was kind of thrown into this and he's I did porn because you told me to do porn. And now I'm just trying to not embarrass you and do a good job, So what do you want me to do? But I can't you
can't shut
fuck
it up
all night the night before and then show up on set I'm not gonna be able to get a boner. I kind of forgot girls can fuck all the time, guys.
Exactly.
It's
they just
different.
can't their equipment.
Yeah. So we schedule it.
Right.
We schedule it. We're and we stick to that schedule. I don't care.
You're Saturday night. You're not working Sunday.
Yeah. Or it's just okay. As soon as he gets his call time, you have to be on set at 9 a.m. That means we have to have sex before noon, you know, because nighttime sex is going to be out of the question, and we stick to it.
You have to. I mean, because Pierre, I mean, I think with Pierre and his wife, she might, it's been on a steady decline, you said. Well, you have young kids. So you got to figure out, when does she want to have sex? Maybe she's thinking, I never do. Okay. But maybe there's in the morning. Maybe there's a time.
You don't have to have a 3-hour marathon.
No.
Sometimes
it's cuddle.
Sex.
It could be intimate. It could be a massage. It could be mutual masturbation. But you guys, you got to do something
take a 10-minute
together.
break in the middle of the day and just.
And make sure that you're doing things to support her emotionally. She might not even know what she needs right now. Maybe, I don't know how bad it's got, not bad, but you're saying it's in a steady decline. A lot of times couples, here's what you guys got to know. It gets worse and over time. It will get harder and harder to talk about. So the sooner you nip it in the bud, you're like, babe, I love you. I'm attracted. Like, what can we do? And your sex life can be renewed. It can be rebuilt in a new way like you never thought it was before. But that goes with talking about what does she need right now. She might be like, I don't know. Nothing turns me on. Maybe she needs some more. Maybe you guys you need someone to watch the kids, first of all, for a night even. So many couples have small kids and they're like, oh, the kids are 10. We've never spent a night away from the kids. No, you need like at least if you can do that, have someone come watch the kids.
It's just a couple hours.
Yep, something.
Hours, like go to like a nice hotel and like order room service and fuck. And
right, exactly. What makes her feel sexy? Maybe it was like taking a bath, like all these things, but you got to find out. I'm sure you can remember some things at the beginning that you did, but so it's really not about how handling your desire for other women. It's about handling like how to rebuild the desire in a relationship.
Don't open up the relationship when the relationship's not working. It's going to be terrible. Your wife will be. It will make it. No. And she'll don't cheat. If she finds out. Which she will one day. Like she will literally like never feel sexy again.
Right. Pierre, this is temporary. This is what I say is that this is temporary. This is I don't often use the term normal. This is typical in relationships. It's going to happen more so than not. So know that you're in that wave. Life is a cycle. It's the ups and downs in life. It was always up. You're always having amazing sex. Like God, what would we all be talking about? And I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't even think it was true because that is. Nothing's great all the time. Life is there's always going to be struggles in life. So this is where you guys are at now in your relationship and you're going to tackle it head on. That's what you're going to do. You're going to make this your priority because without sex, you are just roommates. And that's what you're going to do, Pierre. True. Okay, you'll get through it. All right. Hi, Emily. I love your show and everything you do to enhance sex positivity. I'm a 23-year-old bisexual female who got out of my first relationship 2 years ago. Since then, I've enjoyed exploring a handful of FWB situations, friends with benefits, and I'm very happy doing so. However, I've recently noticed a theme emerging. It's nearly impossible for me to orgasm. When I'm on my own, no problem. But when someone else holds the reins, it takes so long that I end up telling them to give up before they're totally exhausted. I've always been difficult to get off. It can take me up to 40 minutes, but my ex managed to do so I know it's possible. I'm also a squirter, so I think that adds to my self-consciousness. I've been told to get out of my head, but that's easier said than done when I'm so focused on this goal. Not to say I don't enjoy sex otherwise, but I notice it makes my partners feel inadequate. What can I do other than taking care of both them and myself in the same sitting to make things easier, get out of my head? Thanks so much, Laurel, 23, Atlanta. So bisexual, she got out of her first relationship and she has friends with benefits, I'm guessing with men and women, and she can't orgasm.
Women have hard
hello. That's normal, typical too.
That's typical.
Yeah. So she wants to get out of her head. She could do it once with her other partner.
She's a bit of a control.
Yeah. How do you this is something that we talk a lot about on the show, and it really is. So what if you're a squirter, first of all? Embrace that. Love that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
great.
Hot. Yeah.
It's great that you're a squirter. And what's wrong with showing them what you need? You're 23 years old. I'm wondering if you're with the partner and you're not happening, maybe you take it in your own hands or you place their hands over yours or use toys.
Yeah. You have to know your angle. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously know where it is.
Right.
Maybe it's just more like communication.
Yeah.
During sex.
Exactly. She said when she's on her own, no problem. So here's the good news, Laurel. Like we said, a lot of women struggle with orgasm at some different points in their lives or all the time. You at least have an orgasm. We have a lot of women who've never had one. You know how to have an orgasm. So take whatever that is into the situation with your partner, whether it's man or a woman. Is it your hands? Is it lube? Is it toys? Is it watching porn together? But it's never too soon to do it either. Even if you're dating casual right now and friends with benefits, I mean, even a one-night stand can be amazing when you communicate your needs and just think about it. The next time, why do I get over head? But when you're masturbating, if you can get into your body and really be thinking about, even from a cellular level and you're not in your head, but you're like, this feels good, that feels good. And you have muscle memory, and then you'll be able to transfer that into the bedroom.
Yeah. Draw a map. Hand it to everyone.
Right. A map of the clitoris. It's so true, right? Jesus. Just do that.
Here you go.
Okay, here's the next question.
Directions.
Here's the next question. I love this question, and it's a short one, but I know we can nail it.
Okay.
Hi, Emily. Please tell me how I can give a woman good oral sex. Kind regards, Michael, 61, Australia.
Aww.
You know what?
A giver.
Yeah.
I know.
How can I give a good woman good oral sex? we're all different. I got to tell you.
We are all different.
But so he's 61. I think it's always a good time to learn how to give oral sex. So first of all, you got to pay attention to her body. You got to slow down. You want to figure out what feels good, or you don't want to rush to it. So make sure there's like foreplay and you're kissing and you're like teasing her, and like the slower that the slower that you go making your way down to her vagina, the better. What would you say?
I
Tips
think
for,
when
like,
you
beginner
find when a girl starts twitching or whatever, like when she starts doing something when she gives a sign that that's good,
right?
Stay there and don't move.
Right.
Stay in that one spot.
And don't guys also
sometimes it's like someone can be in the right spot for me and they just like move over like a
half
quarter of an
centimeter,
inch, and I'm
right.
like, ah,
right.
Move back.
Go back. It's
Yeah.
so true.
So I think when the girl starts like being like, she's when she's starting to feel good, just stay there.
Stay there.
Some guys like get over confident. They're like, yeah, and then they just start moving around faster and faster.
Right. Or they go
and so-
harder. Like you're like, that
Yeah.
feels really good, and they go faster.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah.
no, that felt good.
That
rhythm, that
exact
pressure,
thing that you're
motion.
doing. Yeah, just
Right.
keep doing it.
And
I think that's important.
That is really important. It's funny that came up on the show a few weeks ago. I think Jamie was saying that, who works here. We did a staff show, and she was like, "Yeah, I just wish guys would just stay.
Just
where
stay
they're
there. Yeah,
And,
that feels good doesn't mean move around. That
exactly.
feels good means that
stay
feels
there.
Good. Yeah.
But Michael, also, I would say a big part of it is the buildup. It is the teasing. So like, I know like when a guy's like delaying, or you go over her pants at first, like make sure
Yeah.
you just don't like rush into it. And then you want with your tongue even too, you go slow. Like you go slowly, like you can like lick around, like her vulva,
Yeah.
like her legs. Like I like all the teasing and the buildup.
No, it feels really
And then you
good.
go into
Every
it.
woman likes that.
Yeah, like butter, right? Don't they?
Yeah,
The butterfly, the lick, like the little like, is it butter? I don't even know. Your tongue, like a light flicks.
Yeah.
Um,
Use your fingers.
flat tongue. Use your
too.
fingers.
I like
Exactly.
fingers.
I
a
like
lot.
fingers too.
Yeah.
But not all fingers. Some people go too aggressively with their fingers. I
Yeah.
like fingers
No,
to
no,
go
like
slow
light.
at first. Light
Yeah.
fingers.
Light fingers.
You know, like the end, like, do you know where the G spot? You should
Yeah.
listen, Michael. We've done a lot of shows on this too. And we've got a ton of blogs on our website about oral sex and cunnilingus and all that stuff. So, yeah, I just think also another reason, just get out of your head too. Don't like overthink it, because if you're in tune with this woman and you're with her, she'll tell you, you'll know what feels good. And you've been having
Communication.
sex for a while, I'm sure. Communication is a lubrication. That's all we got time for.
That's what it says on the
That's
wall.
what it says on the wall.
It says it on the wall.
Yeah.
That's it's a good quote.
It's a good quote. We got quotes here. Joanna, thank you so much.
Oh, thank
is so
you.
fun.
This is fun.
I know, I love it.
like
You're gonna
doing
come
this.
back more.
It's like we're having like a slumber party. Or
I know,
something.
right?
It's really fun.
Except for next
Yeah.
time we'll like sleep over and do lap dances.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone check out Joanna Angel, burningangel.com.
Yep. Come see me if you're in Vegas. Come to the Hustler Club on Halloween or on Sunday, October 30th. I'll be there
I love
with
it.
different costumes.
You must have killer costumes.
I do. I've got some good costumes. They're fun.
I love it. Okay, well, Joanna's going to be back, so this ain't your last
Yeah.
rodeo here.
No, it's
okay,
not.
everyone, thank you so much for listening, and was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. Okay, guys, turn your volume down for the next minute. I need to tell the lady something. Go ahead, trust me. It's for your own good. All right, ladies, it's just us now. And I have news for you. Your guy loves to masturbate. Hey, it's natural, healthy, and necessary. Let him know that not only are you cool with it, but that you really want him to enjoy it too. Surprise him with the #1 selling toy for men, the Fleshlight. Fleshlight's toys feel so real that they are truly the next best thing. They have models created for every preference you can think of. Models that are perfect for travel, and one of our favorites, the Quick Shot. It's an open-ended sleeve that we like to call the hand job helper. And don't think your guy is the only one who will benefit from a Fleshlight. Their famous stamina training unit is all about helping guys learn to last longer in bed. This is the gift that keeps on giving. So if you really want to turn him on with a Fleshlight. It'll be a surprise he won't forget. Just go to sexwithemily.com and click on the Fleshlight banner right now.